It says we are live. I don't know. Are we live? I'll have to wait for somebody to come in and let me know that they're alive. So, let's see. Okay, yep, it's there. Perfect. Well, we're underway for Thursday night. Let's see what trouble we can get into, who we can piss off. And who shows up to shoot the shit. And while we're waiting, I'm going to...
For reason. Owen replies...
Hello, Christina. No, I think you got like number 2. Lord got ahead of you. Did you have a good sleep after your stream? So I've been talking with Justin, one of my he's worked with me. The houses that we craned into place back in January, 2 of them were placed too low. We were given too low of an elevation by the other contractor, and now they got to go up. And so him and I are going to go and do that, make some good money doing it, but it's so risky lifting, a building like that. So we're getting shit lined up to go and do that next week. We should be able to do it in the 1 week, lift the 2 buildings. And we'll each walk out of there with probably a clean $4,000. It won't be bad for a week's work, but it's gonna be hard. It's tough work. Hello, Mr. Pat. Welcome. Thank you for joining in. So what do you guys want to talk about today? Oh, so when after Hardy went to sleep, I flipped over and looked at some of the other, some of my other subscribed YouTube channels. And today in New York City, the police and the police unions had a rally to gain support to get the governor or the New York State legislators and the governor to pass a law that makes it illegal for people to record the police. I guess these people should be kicked out of that country for treason, because that is part of the First Amendment. It's a protected activity, for Pete's sake. But the problem is they don't want accountability. No, I'm Canadian. Hello, Mary Hempel. Welcome. Mary Hempel Filipina. Or Phillips. I'm sorry. Well, welcome to my stream. And I think Kingsman. So Kingsman, no, I'm not South African. My family comes from Holland, which, they were the ones that settled or colonized South Africa. So I may have a bit of an accent that, comes, yep. Kromhout is a Dutch surname, not Afrikaans. Kromhout comes from, all of them come from one man who was born and raised in the town of Rijnsburg, near Leiden. Hello, Pat, and Akubanani. Welcome. I'm looking at it, trying to figure out how to say that. Yeah. But see, the police have body cameras, but they control the images. They control, what you get to see and what gets released. It's the people, on the sidewalk recording them doing their wrongdoings that, and they don't control that video. So, it can be used as evidence to prosecute them, like it just did for this cooler cop in New York. He picked up a cooler, threw it at a guy, riding along on a motorized scooter, knocked him off the bike and killed him. Yes, I know, Kingsman. There are Kromhouts in South Africa, but again, they all come from the same man. And if if it is the native, the Afrikaners, then it's because they took the last name from their master, the landowner. So, Mr. Pat, yeah, Florida just last year they passed what they call the HALO law. The cops say, you can't be within 25 feet of us. I guess they just can't read, because it says that you have to go beyond or outside of that 25-foot range from the first responder if you're there with the intent to harm, harass, there's certain things. And it clearly states the intent to. But if your intent is to be there to video record what they are doing, that is not harass, harm, or any of the, things that are protected against. Yeah. So right now there have been several people in Florida that have been charged under the HALO law and charged and convicted, and it's heading through the appeals system because that law is unconstitutional the way they are applying it. They're just, making that 25-foot rule, and it's not from the person, it's from the extreme-most vehicle of their possession. They'll park a cruiser, let's say 50 feet from where everything's going on, and you have to be 25 feet away from that vehicle, not the persons, from their vehicles. So they're, misapplying that whole fucking law because, they want to exclude the public from their area so you can't catch them on video beating the living pulp out of somebody or kneeing them or, committing misconduct against the public. And that's what, it's pissing these cops off, is because they're getting caught on these, public cameras, citizen journalists. So at this rally today, they invited, they held it behind a gated area or inside a gated area, and they excluded citizen journalists. But the Supreme Court has said that the press has no more and no less rights than the public. But oh no, you were only allowed in there if you had verifiable press credentials. Who the fuck issues press credentials? Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's not the judicial system. Well, it is part of it. See, they call it the justice system, but they mispronounce it. It's the just us system. All right. And the ones that are in the just us system, is rules for me, or rules for thee, but not for me. Oh, they've already been told they're going to be sued. Leroy Truth was there. Dan Warmus from Auditing Erie County was there. Yeah. But, the BBC is, it's a press agency, right? And they give those press cards to the people that work for them. But in the United States and in Canada, if I want to collect information and then share it out again, that makes me a journalist. That makes me media. But these government organizations, they want it to be the media that they control, and the media that kisses their asses and runs the story that they spin, not a story that is contrary to what they want to tell. That's the problem. They don't get to control the story. Yeah, but all the cameras that are put up by the government has that. You got to go through a Freedom of Information request to get anything off of those cameras. But if somebody's standing on the side of the street and they film it with their cell phone, the government doesn't have control of that camera. It can be uploaded to YouTube or Facebook, or it can be out there, boom, like that. And now the cop's got egg all over his face because 40 million people have seen this cop misbehave. Okay. Fran Franks, you're sadly mistaken. Anybody can be a journalist. Okay? You don't need official training to be a journalist. If you want to be employed by a mainstream media, yeah, they want you to have, journalistic training. But anybody can gather and disseminate information. That makes you a journalist by definition. But see, somebody's got you brainwashed. I'm sorry to tell you. And that applies even in Great Britain. You have the freedom of press there too. Anything that you can see from public, you can record. And whatever you can record from public, you can share. And nobody can stop you. If you're standing on, standing in on a public street, you do not, you do not have the right to privacy. Your image can be captured and it can be disseminated, and you do not have to sign a consent. That we have been gaslit with. No, I got thousands of advices, Aldroid. Throw me a question and I'll see if I can answer it with some wisdom. No, we have been brainwashed into believing, that we have the right to our image, and if nobody can use our image without our consent. Not when you're in public. You have no right to privacy. If you want to control your image, then you better stay private. Why do you think these, paparazzi photographers always make sure they stay in a place that they have the lawful right to be when they go and try and take pictures of, well, in the day it was Princess Di, but anybody of any interest, movie stars and whatnot. Now I'm sure it's like Meghan Markle. No, I just put out my cigarette. I got separated from my family you mean from your wife and kids, Aldroid? I'm not crazy. Not crazy at all. Hell, even in Russia, you have the right to take pictures on the street. Just don't take pictures of government officials. They tend to get a little pissy. Hey, too many Gray? No, Mr. Gray is not here. Oh, and I'm not a granddad there, Sadie X. Don't rush things. My kid's only 21. And the oldest of my girls is 17. Oh, yeah. No, I'm gonna embrace the gray. It makes me distinguished. There. I'm trying to train it into a nice, forward motion. Already gone. Okay. Oh. So I had a little fun today. I had to chase down a wiring problem in a house, and they hid the one connection box behind drywall. So I gave the bad news to the office that this is not an easy fix. This one's going to cost the factory some money. Because the ceiling's got to be cut open and a big patch put in it. And then the finish has to be scraped off the entire area and redone. And that's time consuming and very dirty. So It costs a lot of dineros, pesos, about 80,000 pesos. Yep, Christmas Day plot is looming. Yep. I still got a few months before I need to have my Santa suit ready. Uh, Now, if Santa goes down chimneys to deliver the presents to the kids, how does he do that in the Philippines? Because I never saw a chimney on a house in the Philippines. And no, 80,000 pesos, 2,000 Canadian dollars roughly for that job. And that's being conservative. It's not a big space, but scraping that ceiling will take a couple hours. Cutting the hole and patching it back in. They're cutting the precise hole to put in a drywall patch, which will have to be roughly 24 inches square. And then taping it in. The taping's going to take 6 hours with dry time. So you're looking at three full days of work to get that job done. Right? At $350 a day, there's $1,050 a day just for the man. Now you got to add your vehicle, your equipment costs, some materials. Doesn't take long. But yeah. Okay. So now I guess the one that wanted the advice and lost his family, he's gone. So did anything interesting happen in Hardy's stream when I wasn't there? Other than, the Hardy falling asleep. Has Erica sung a song yet or not? Or is she too shy? Let's see. I don't see a beard on your profile pic there, Mr. Pat. Yeah. I was there somewhat, but I was either working or driving. I got back here at 4:45 and then spent, or 20 to 5, and then spent 20 minutes doing a debrief with our warranty guy, telling him what's done, what's not done, why I couldn't do what I didn't do. You can't adjust the patio door in a unit that's not properly set and leveled. It just doesn't work. Or for that matter, any exterior doors, until it is properly set, blocked, cribbed, and supported where it needs to be supported, your doors aren't going to function properly. And people just don't seem to understand that. They think just because there's a door there that it automatically will open for you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I caught it about the last 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. But again, I popped in, said I was there, and I was going to be driving, listening, but it's hard to comment with your fingers when you're supposed to be driving. And the fines in this country aren't cheap for what they call distracted driving. Hell, they can give you a fine now for distracted driving for taking a sip of coffee, for fuck's sakes. I saw that one coming. The minute they introduced that legislation, distracted driving, I knew it was going to, wasn't going to take long, and they'd encompass everything and anything that they can, claim distracts you from focusing on the road. Fucking idiots. Why do they have to employ fence posts as cops? Why a fence post? Because they have the IQ of one. The only thing they're good for is stapling bills to. Oh, wait a minute, you can't do that. Shit. You get charged with assaulting an officer. No. No. Exactly, Mr. Pat. They have made everything that that we've done in cars for a long time. How my dad used to roll cigarettes while driving. Now they call that distracted driving too. I mean, if you want to do that, then let our speed limits go up. Because you've ensured that we're focused on the road. You can't do anything else. So we're focused on the road. We should be able to handle 100 kilometers an hour through town. What? Minimize my cigarette. Why? Hello, silly aster. Yep, I'm a silly aster. Okay. Roll one-handed. That takes talent. Yeah, I've been pretty much tailor-mades the whole time. I did roll for a while, but now I get a bag like this, 200 cigarettes in it, for $18 Canadian. Right, so about $14.50 US. 200 smokes. Hell, there's people paying more than that for a pack of 25. Yes, I know, for my health. No, not David Allan Cole. I'm just, hey, you there. The 200 will last me. I'm getting up to 10, 11 days now. I used to go for a short time there. I was going through 2 bags in a week. So now I'm getting a week and a half out of a bag. Yeah, well, Mr. Pat, when you can get tailor-made cigarettes for less than the price of a pouch of tobacco, which would you go for? A pouch of tobacco and a pack of papers is Shit, what is it now? I think it's about $20 for a pack of drum. Yep. Well, that's where these cigarettes come from. These are what they call rollies. They're made on the Six Nations Reserve in southern Ontario. And the Six Nations Reserve is just 30 miles up the river from where I was born and raised. Right? On that reserve, I buy these bags for $10. This is the exact same bag. But right now I'm 2,100 kilometers away from it. You know, about 2,100 kilometers away. So there's some fuel spent getting them cigarettes here, and at $18, I'm not going to complain. My dad was sending them to me by Canada Post, and I'd have to, buy, 20 bags at a time. And then I would get them for about $15. So now, they've opened up a store that stocks these locally. I just go there. But, the other brands, the Sago brands, Putters and Sago and whatever. What do you mean, wow? No, not 80, 18, Artie. 18. Yep. £10 a carton? Yeah, abroad, yeah. Yep, $18. What I sent you the other day was almost the same as buying 2 bags of cigarettes for the tickets and for the, yeah. Like, to buy the name brand cigarettes now, you're over $200 a carton in places. And there are people still, spending that money for them. It's unfucking believable. I'm actually paying less now per 25 cigarettes than when I first started smoking at the age of 19 for a name brand pack of cigarettes. And you know what? They fuck up my health at the same rate. Hello, Mabel. Welcome to my stream. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. You say the Midwest. Whereabouts in the Midwest? I'm spitting distance from International Falls, Minnesota. I'm on the good side of the border, just so you know. I don't have to deal with Trump. Oh, wait a minute. I got to deal with the Carney. The Carney. Should I tell her the story about, or my story about how the name came about for their state? Iowa used to be a territory, right? It was part of I believe it was part of the, anyways, it was a territory long before it became a state. And when they were talking about, making it into statehood, the government decided they're going to send somebody out to assess everybody for taxes. When you have a state, you got to collect taxes. So this man, he's going around and around and around and stopping at every farm and every... So he would go to the farm and tell the farmer, okay, when this becomes a state, you are going to have to pay, $15 a year in property tax. And the farmer goes, I owe what? And the poor tax man got that so often he thought that was going to be the name of the state. All changed now. Used to run through Belgium, cheap shops, and literally buy a pallet load, open the fridge, and bung them in the middle of the load. Oh yeah, yeah, different times then. Yipper, buddy. Much different times. Now, oh my God. You try doing that with even a couple extra packs, they'll frickin' haul you in and try to charge you criminally for oh come on, tax evasion. It's the government's all about making their revenue, so they can justify those $100,000 a year paychecks. It's let's be honest, that's the driving force behind all these people that work for the government is build up their paycheck, big paycheck, so they can work 25 years and get that big paycheck for the next 35 years and not have to work for it because they gave 25 of the years of their life to the government. Oh, okay. Who's mother hen? Hardy? Yeah. She throws like a girl. I'm not worried. Because she never claimed that she, was good at playing baseball, Mr. Pat. She can run, but she never said she could throw a ball. And I do know that, from the few times that I've done it, I'm pretty good at throwing lead. Hardy, kickball was my sport in grade school. I had already, by grade 8, I had been working with my dad for 3 years on roofs. So my calves were massive. My legs were incredibly strong. And they made me goaltender. I couldn't run fast, right? But I was big, but short. So I played goalkeeper. And the team that we were playing was the Jarvis Christian School. I went to Dunville Christian School, and we were playing the Jarvis Christian School. Yeah. So one of their forwards, he comes charging at the net, takes a shot on the goal, and I just scoop that ball up. Well, now it's a goalkeeper's kick, right? So I set it right dead center of my crease, right behind the line, backed up my 5 paces, and took off and connected with that ball. And boy, did I connect with that ball. She come off the ground about 4 feet and leveled off and just booking her for the other end of the field. Didn't go up, didn't go down, just went level, like I shot it out of a gun. The defenseman went charging after that ball. He thought he was going to, give it a header and turn the ball around and have it coming back towards me again. Yeah, he kind of misjudged the ball a little bit because it didn't catch him here. It caught him right here, right square smack in the face, and laid him out cold on the ground, flattened him. Right, and the ball just bumped up a little bit because of the upward motion, and kept on going. Well, I don't know if it was because the goalkeeper was laughing so fucking hard or he was scared of the ball, but that kick that I made went straight into the other net. And yeah, that put the game at 2-1. So I think we won. Yes, Mabel. Thank you for the compliment. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking? Yep. Oh, I lit it. Hey, it's been an hour since I had one. Yeah. There, you guys get to see my two addictions, nicotine and caffeine. Okay. Well, I'll have to come and check it out a little later there, Mabel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up your channel there, and I'll go check it out later. Well, thank you. I appreciate the sub. There's the subscribe. I don't talk about anything in particular here. I let you guys throw shit in the chat, and then I put my 2 pennies on the table. How's that? Okay. Well, you can call me Minnesota man, but I'm Ontario. So sometimes, we get into some pretty good. Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. Mabel, I'm in Canada. Street. Hello, street. Yep. I don't do joints, dude. Don't need to. I know too many people that got into too much trouble messing around with that stuff. Yeah, but you know something? There's a lot of people that come here from Iowa and spend their vacation money here. And they bring their boat, and they bring their fishing rods and their live wells, and they'll drop $4,000 in a week. Yep, I am in Canada. Just I can be in Minnesota in 15 minutes, and that includes going through customs. There's very short lineups here, if at all. Okay. I was at one time. I drove long haul, or I did regional, local, long haul. I've been through most of the U.S. except for the west. So I haven't done the West Coast at all. Anything. Farthest west I've been is Wyoming. Yeah, Wyoming. I went up to Casper, Wyoming with a load. So that's as far west as I've been, and I've been to Texas, down to Laredo. So that anything west of that I haven't seen. I haven't seen like Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona. I've been through both of the Dakotas, but and I've been in Iowa. As a matter of fact, I had to stop in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to pay my fuel tax one time. Yeah, I still have my license. I just don't. I don't use it as my source of income. I use it as a convenience. So every once in a while we got to move something big with the big truck. I can jump in and do it. Oh, neat. Yeah, I was to the IRS building there in Cedar Rapids. Yeah, Mr. Pat's over on the other side of the pond, if I remember correctly. Yeah. What's for dinner? So far, Cheetos. Later on, I'll go make something else. I'm not hungry right now. So. Yeah. Mabel, you're in Iowa. Truckers don't make they're hand to mouth. You don't make a living anymore driving truck like it used to be when it started. It's the only profession where you can spend $100,000 to get a job that'll kill you. Yeah, I'm sure, Mr. Pat, if you drove in Europe as well as in England, then you've been through through Holland. Clive, I wish you all the best. Trucking is not a job; it is a lifestyle. You will be gone from home for long periods of time, especially if you're starting out. You get the highway, and it's brutal. It's hurry up and wait. Yeah. Trucking is not what it was even 20 years ago. The federal government has overregulated it. And the foreigners that have come here have cut the rates to the point where you can't even make a living anymore doing it. Yeah. What would I do if I were still in my 30s? I would kick my ass into becoming a millwright. Even at 30, or into engineering. But at 24 I got married. I opened my own business a year and a half later, roofing, which I knew very well. Yep. Then I was living in a town that had three big plants that were all operated by General Motors, employed somewhere around 10,000 people between the three plants, and they decided they were going to do some cutbacks. 3,000 people in a week were out of a job. Now these people, any one of those Tom or Harry Dick, that owned a pickup truck and a ladder suddenly became my competition, and it wasn't worth it for me to fire up the truck in the morning and try and work. So I switched over to framing, which I also knew, and I went building houses for the next 7 years. And in that time, my marriage went to shit. I left my first wife, and shortly after that, I said fuck it, and I got out of framing, and I went and did something else. Yeah. But not getting into a skilled trade with highly valued, because my teachers recognized the skill sets that I had, and I pissed them away. No, I'm 30 double, twice that already. Oh wow, nice. You've been all over then. St. Petersburg, Russia. That's a good hike from the UK. That must be a challenge if your truck is a right-hand drive and you cross over to the rest of Europe, where everything is you're driving on the right. You're literally driving down the outside of the road. Mabel, Europe's not all it's cracked up to be. Oh, it's the same one, Hardy. I haven't been there since 2003, and from talking to people, everything has changed. It's the world is becoming a police state. And pretty much every country, developed or undeveloped, it's the government is just they want to control the people. And the sad part is, we were warned. We were warned about it, thousands of years ago. And yet, here we are. And it's like, what some of these great minds have said. Those who fail to learn from history are compelled to repeat it. I see it. I foresee yet in my lifetime that there is going to be a series of massive civil unrest where the people are going to overthrow the governments, and there will be bloodshed. And I foresee it starting in the United States. Hello, Gary. Welcome back. Oh, we're just shooting the shit, Gary. Mabel, she has 2 daughters and a son. Yep. Yep. I drove a left-hand drive vehicle from Dover to London. So, I kind of had the same thing um, when I visited England back in 2003. Or no, 1989. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Americans, I mean, they're dividing themselves over, whether they like or hate the president. Yep. Mabel Hardy has 3 kids. She has 2 daughters and a son. Her daughters are both, over 20 and working, and her son is 18 and he is off to post-secondary education. He just graduated high school. Oh, so anything else interesting? How about you, Gary? Since you've just joined us, where are you from again, Gary? Mabel, she is separated 5 years now. Hey, Mabel, I think everybody in the United States lives in the state of misery because it seems like everybody's over there is miserable. Ah, okay. Well, Mr. Pat is also from the UK. Yep. Well, that's my plan, Mabel. I'm planning on retiring fairly soon. There's a few things that I need to wrap up, and they're not, it's not easy to do that. But my plan is to retire, but not in Canada. There's far better places to live. Um, the with better cost of living or lower cost of living, because my parents are retired and they are having to work, both of them, in order to survive. Um, yeah, but the cost of living in the States ain't much better. Um, you know, it's everything there is expensive too, and your healthcare is, healthcare system's freaking atrocious. Yeah, 30 years ago, Canada was a dream nation. Not anymore. It's it's a sorry place to be. Yet there are still people, making their way here from India, from many of these third world countries, that think Canada is the land of opportunity. But I know quite a number of them. They've been here 3-4 years, and they've made enough money to set themselves up in their home country, and they're gone. Gary is from the UK as well, Mabel. Yep, he's a limey as well. Let's see. Oh, there's all kinds of chat going on here. Hang on. Gonna play a song or two here. This is You've Got a Friend by Carole King. Yeah. Sorry, my Bluetooth disconnected. I think it paired up with this phone. There we go.
You got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind.
Oh, that would be nice. Thank you, Hardy, that you will sing that in your stream. That's a hard job too, Fisherman. Yeah, so.
Keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking at your door.
got a friend in Hardy.
You got a friend. Ain't it good to know you got a friend? Ain't it good to know? Ain't it good to know? Ain't it good to know you got a friend? Oh yeah, you got a friend. Yeah,
Just a little heads up for you there, Mr. Pat. Lord have mercy is my other channel.
You got a friend.
So here, I'm looking at my phone. On my right, to the left of that is my computer, and I have, my other channel logged in. That's so I can, one, read the chat. Because on the phone, I have a hard time reading it. It's much smaller. So I'd always be putting my glasses on to read that chat, but on the computer, no problem. Yeah. I love those classic songs, when you can actually understand what the lyrics are. Here's another one that I remember, that I have not heard in ages. It's a song by Neil Young. Four Strong Winds. In your mind, and ask you one more time. The dinosaur. That will only limits that run high, and things that will change on one day. The colors of gold that I found on the way. I will do if I never back this way. Like a very photos on eyes, the things I love in you. You could be my everything and the day. But then every mention is enough for you to do. For some reason that no only silence that run by, whose things that don't change come what may. So about only before you with I never I did. If I ask you one more, but it's been 300 times. Seven seas that run I'm the times are gone, and I'm with I is ever. That one is one that I actually sang with that male chorus that I was part of. We rescored it into a four-part male harmony. Hardy, you were leaving us. Okay. I'm sad to see you go, but I'm sure you have things to do. So enjoy your day. Well, hello, Mr. Graham. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Yes, Mabel, that is a lovely song. Neil Young is a Canadian singer-songwriter. That's one of his more famous ones. I'm sure everybody knows the name Gordon Lightfoot. Okay, you're gonna listen and keep busy. Okay. Oh, you're bringing Bob to the pet shop. Okay. Did I see? Hey, Artichoke is here. Heart of Gold. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Here we go. Oh. This is the 50th anniversary recording edition, it says, or Harvest 50th anniversary edition. Neil Young, Heart of Gold. Official music video. Must be good if it's official. Now these guys are getting old. Here comes the gang. Graham's here. Artichoke is here.
I wanna live,
Oh yeah.
I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. searching for a heart of gold.
Dessert time.
And I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Keep me searching for a heart of gold.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah. Yeah, 1972. That's what it said in here. Yeah. I mean, when that hit the charts, I was 8 years old, or 8? Yeah, 8 years old. So, poor Graham was, not that old. I think he was still in diapers. Right, Graham? Yep. Uh-huh. Oh, jeez. Who knows what is CCR? Oh. Shit, that's karaoke version. Hang on. There we go. I'm gonna let them sing it. They do a much better job at it than I do. Okay, Mabel, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining. I hope you had fun. Yeah. I think these guys are one of the best bands. You know, the stuff that they wrote was very poignant at the time. And even today, you know, it still speaks to the people. Like this song, right? Anyway, I got to be careful. You know, I'm gonna have all this copyrighted stuff. I'm gonna have to go back and clean it all out later. And it's like, oh, either that or I just delete the stream after we're done. Don't worry about making it public. Do a highlight reel and let the rest go. Because I doubt anybody ever goes back and watches the whole damn thing, anyways. Yeah. So how'd it go in the Sims there, Graham? They throw anything really wild at you? Did they throw you a simulation of, you know, what happened in JFK? Of course, you know, with what you fly, I doubt you would have crashed with the, you know, the fire truck in the same way. More likely, you know, the nose. Yeah. I imagine, Graham, you'll have what, 3 or 4 days off? They threw everything at you. Did anything stick? Did you remember anything? But I guess you've done them so many times by now, it's like, you know, riding a bike, just as natural. But you still got to pull out the, you know, the checklist and run through the checklist, you know, so everything goes on the CVR. That you followed the checklist. CYA. Oh, you know, that's half of, you know, what you do, Graham, is cover your ass. You know, you record everything, and, you know, you read back, you know, the instructions from the tower. You know, that read back is important because then it confirms that you got the information and you're both covered. You know, the air traffic controller knows that you got the right information, and you know you got the right information because he confirmed that the read back was correct. And I'm sure there's a whole ton of other paperwork that you got to do in that seat that, you know, most of us have no idea about. Including your, you know, personal flight log. So one of the guys that's a salesman here, he's in his 20s. I just found out he's going to go for his PPL. Hell of a nice guy. Ironically, he's from India. I think he's about the only Indian, East Indian that I've met that, is a reasonable person. Ooh. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I imagine one test was a compressor stalled at 50 feet on approach. I mean, you're just about to flare out there. 50 feet, isn't that where you basically pull back? Wow. Yeah, because if the compressors, that's I've heard that that the compressor's an important thing, and if you're that close to the ground, trying to get out of there with a dead compressor's like trying to fly a limp duck. But from everything I've heard, those 777s or the A380s can actually fly on one engine. Hello, Tenzink. Yep. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the flare? I thought the flare was when you pulled that last little nose thing you do when you pull the nose up. All right, yeah. It was something that was talked about extensively in another another crash that happened that was witnessed by another pilot from a cockpit waiting. Yep. Yep. Mr. Pat Graham is a senior captain. I won't say his airline, but he flies very long flights. He gets time off during the flight, but he's in the left seat on takeoff and landing. Yeah, there's more, but I don't know which job is harder, flying a plane or driving a truck. Because Graham, when you get that plane up off the ground, the airways are pretty safe, well controlled. On the ground, navigating 80,000 pounds of truck and freight down the highway, you got every Tom's hairy dick that trying to cut you off. All the four-wheelers think they got to be in front of you, and they don't give a shit. And they think that 7-second space that you've left for your safe braking distance is just perfect for them to slide into, so they're ahead of you in line for the light. But now they've eaten up your braking distance. I actually got shit for that on when I did my driving test. The examiner says, well, you're approaching the light too slow. I said, man, I've just in practice driving, I've had so many cars zip in front of me that I'm going to be stopped 3 car lengths. I plan to stop 3 car lengths before, where the car ahead of me. Yeah. I said that way I'm not going to be in an accident. If I don't have anybody that jumps in ahead of me, I'll just do a slow roll up to that last car, the one in front of me. Oh, makes sense. I said, yeah. Now I'm hauling an empty trailer, but I've got a job offer where I'm hauling 100,000 pounds of freight on the back. I need extra distance for stopping. right? Well, up in the air, you don't have that many idiots, trying to fly in your way when you're a heavy. Anyways, guys, the tummy's grumbling. I think I better go and arrange something to, keep that belly button and the backbone separated, and some sustenance in my belly. Hey, Z, thank you. Welcome, welcome. It is good to have you in my stream. And good morning to you. You just missed the music portion, but I didn't. I did a little bit of sing along, but I didn't flat out sing. And Z, you, everybody else watching, Z does a live stream, and she does a lot of singing, a lot of praise and worship songs, and she's good. Bandit Land, I love it, Graham. Yeah, once you get up over 20,000, there's not much that gets up into that space. Sing for you. Oh, right now trying to think if I've got something here. Sure. I'll sing this one. It is a copyrighted song, so I will have to remove it later. But in honor of the Man in Black, Johnny Cash. Love is a burning thing, and makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Then burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. There you go, Z. Just for you. Yeah. That's an old country song from an American singer, Johnny Cash. Hey, Shannon's here. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. You know what, Z? I got a treat for it. Oh, I got to do it over here. Right there. And there you go. Thank you. I do enjoy singing, but when I do sing a song, I like to have practiced it, or at least know it, so that I don't embarrass myself. So one of my other, another favorite song is "The Gambler" by Kenny Rogers. I'll sing it 10 or 15 or 20 times just to get it down so that I don't screw it up. No, the Newfie showed up too. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Z. You should see the heads turn when I sing in church. Because in church I unleash my voice. Here I keep it controlled. So, yeah, it's good to sing at church, but I have for quite some time now stayed away from the institutional church, just listening to God teach me directly by listening to Him give me the information that He wants me to know from the Bible, and what verses mean. There's many places in the Bible where the words have been changed from what He originally inspired the writers to put down, and those changes have unfortunately caused a lot of division in those that profess to be His followers, and it has led so many of them away from Him and into what He did not want. And I try and share as often as I can that Christ Jesus didn't call us into a new religion, which is what you find in an institutional church. Jesus came to call us into a relationship with the Father. That doesn't mean following a whole set of rules created by some indoctrinating, organizations such as, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pentecostal Church, the Baptist Church, all of them. Those institutional churches lead people astray. And I was one until I asked the question, why do I have to go to church on Sunday? Actually, no, Newfie, it's not the 11th commandment. It is the summary of the commandments, of the commandments to I think the first 4 are about God, and the last 6 are about our relationship with man. And love your neighbor as you love yourself is a summary of those commandments. But too often, the love, that people think of is eros, the erotic love. But God is, the Bible says that God is love. But if you read the Greek, it says God is agape love. Agape love is care, compassion, and charity. He cares about us. He has compassion on us. Obviously, because he sent Jesus, and he will provide for all our needs. We are to do the same for our neighbor. All right? If we are in true relationship with God, our neighbor is everybody around us. Yeah. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. But it's, when you believe in Jesus as your Savior, that he paid the price and washed you clean, you don't want, it's not that you want to live a life of gratitude to God for sending his Son to pay the price for sin. And the price for sin is death. But through Jesus, who died and conquered death and returned, we have life. We don't have to be, sit in the electric chair or get, the needle or shot or whatever. We are cleansed, cleared of that debt before God. So, you want to live a life out of gratitude to, honor that sacrifice that Jesus made and glorify God. So how do you mean it's all symbolic, Luffy? If you were sitting on death row, you convicted of murder. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus is love and truth live as one. No argument there. Yep. Why does my... Anyway, hang on. I'm going to do something here. So, it's been long. I've already indicated that I did want to wrap this up so I can go get some food. That Ferrero Rocher, was my dessert before dinner, but I still gotta put some dinner down there. I haven't had anything real to eat since this morning, 8 o'clock. So we're coming up on, it's 12 hours since I've had some food. Yep. So, good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, whatever it may be for you. Thank you for joining. I hope you've been blessed. Have a great day, and God loves you, and so do I.